Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's lesson, we're going to be learning about measurement of time. And our instructional resources include worksheets and relevant charts showing pictures of time. Vocabularies: time, analog, digital, unit, duration, and instrument are the words we'll be using often in today's lesson. We're going to adopt explanatory and demonstration method using charts. Every one of us are familiar with time in our daily activities, and at the end of this lesson, we should be able to explain the concept of time, define time, the types and example of instruments used in measuring time, identify the forms of clock, identify and state the common unit of time, perform simple exercise on time. Time is very important in every of our activities in life, as there is an appropriate time for everything we do. Just as we have day and night, raining and sunny, Christmas and New Year, birthday, etc. The other ways of expressing time include the use of past, present, and future verbs. Past is defined as the occurrence of an event before the given point of time reference. Present is defined as the occurrence of an event at that given point of time reference, while future is defined as the occurrence of an event at indefinite time reference. Let's take a look at these means of transportation in the past and present. The past means of transportation include bullock carts, camel carts, tonga, and sledge, while the present means of transportation include motorbikes, scooter, car, truck, train, bus, etc. etc. In the past, they use camel cart to carry heavy load, and the present we use truck to carry heavy load. In the past, they used bullock carts to carry human being. In the present time, we use car and motorbike to carry human being. This chart shows the present and future means of transportation. Currently, we use airway means of transportation such as aeroplane, helicopter. We also use waterway such as submarine, ship. But in future, there might be a car flying. Also, we have past and present means of communication. In the past, they used drum and pigeon to communicate, but presently we use telephone, mobile phone, camera, television, radio, etc., newspaper, etc., as a means of communication. What is time? Time can be defined as the duration of an event. What is an event? An event is a pre-planned activities or exercise such as party, church services, mosque program, birthday party, etc. All these programs or activities require a specific time. Instruments used in measuring time. Basically, there are two types of instruments used in measuring time. We have non-standard instruments and we have standard instruments. Non-standard instruments, these are olden days, or we also call it traditional method of measuring time. This method of measuring time is genuine but not accurate. An example of non-standard instruments include sun, moon, weather, climate, cockerel, hourglass, bucket, water bucket, and candle. Also, we use sundial, which is also known as shadow clock, to measure time in the olden days. Let's take a look at the current uh, instruments used in measuring time, which is known as standard instruments. Standard instrument is a modern and technological advancement on time measurement. An example of standard instruments include smart wristwatch, wall clock, stop clock, pendulum clock, heartbeat, pulse, and calendar. You can see in this chart we have digital clock and analog clock. These are mostly found in our various homes. While we have clock, stop clock, and stopwatch, these are mostly used in the sports field. We also have heartbeat and pulse, which are mostly used in the medical field. And we also have calendar and pendulum clock.
Unit of time. What are the units of time? We have second, minute, hour, day, week, month, and year. Now let's take a look at this clock face. We have the tiny hand, color red. This read seconds, and the fat black hand reads minutes, while the short orange hand read hour. Now it takes the tiny red hand 60 seconds to make 1 minute, and it takes the fat black long hand 60 minutes also to make hour. And starting from this 12, it reads 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 makes 10 minutes. Moving clockwise till it hits the 12 here, that makes it 60 seconds. And 60 seconds makes 1 minute. That is when this fat black end move by one. That means it has completed 60 seconds. We move this black hand here by 1 minute. Likewise, the fat black hand also move clockwise till it hits the 12 here, starting from 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, till it makes 60 minutes. By the time it makes 60 minutes, it's an hour. So this short orange hand will also move to another hour. We have 1, 2, starting from 12, we have 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, back to 12. That is reading in hour. And we also have minutes in between, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, makes 5 minutes. That's how it moves clockwise. And don't forget, we recall that 60 seconds make 1 minute, 60 minutes make 1 hour, 24 hours make 1 day, 7 days make 1 week, 4 weeks make 1 month, 12 months make a year, 365 days make a year, 366 days make 1 leap year, 10 years make a decade, 100 years make 1 century, and 1,000 years make 1 millennium. Telling time. When this short black hand is on 1 and the long hand which reads minutes is on 12, that is o'clock. So now that is on 1, the short hand is on 1, we say the time is 1 o'clock. The short hand could be on any other number such as 2, 3, 4, 5, while the long hand is on 12, then it is o'clock. It could be 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Let's move to quarter past. When your shorthand is in between any number 1 and 2 and your long hand is on 3 we say the time is quarter past 1. And the shorthand also could be in between 2 and 3. Not exactly on 2 and not on 3, is in between 2 and 3, and your long hand color red is on 3, then you can say it is quarter past 2. But for this one that we have here, this is quarter past 1. Now let's move to half past. When your shorthand is in between any number that is in hour, for instance, we have 1 and 2 here, the shorthand is not exactly on 1, is in between 1 and 2, and your long hand color red is on 6, that is half past 1. If your short hand is in between 2 and 3, that is half past 2. If your short hand is in between 3 and 4 and your long hand is on 6, still on 6, that is half past 3. Now let's move to quarter to 2. Quarter to 2, when your short hand is almost on 2, not exactly on 2, and your long hand that reads minute is on 9, that is quarter to 2. Likewise, when this short hand moves and is in between 2 and 3, closer to 3, and your long hand is on 9, that is quarter to 3, and so on and so forth. Using AM and PM to tell the time. Each day is divided into two, day and night. There are 24 hours in a day. We have daytime, which is sunrise, though it varies from place to place, but we can say approximately 6 a.m. Then for sunset, we can say approximately 6 p.m. Hours from midnight until noon is called AM, antemeridian. It means before noon. Midnight is called PM, post-meridian. It means afternoon. Now let's take a look at this chart. When the clock moves clockwise from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., between 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., this time we say it is afternoon. Now starting from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m., in other words, we can say from 6 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. This time is regarded as evening. Now, starting from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m., between 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., this period is called early morning. From 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. 11:59 is regarded as morning, which is sunrise. At this point, we experience sunlight. So starting from 12 p.m., we say it is noon. So half of the clockwise movement, which is 12 hour, makes between afternoon and evening, and half of the clockwise movement of the clock, which is 12, another 12 hours, makes the early morning and morning. So addition of this 12 hour make 24 hours, which gives us one day. Now, let's take a look at this other chart. We can see the sunlight here, the part of the globe in which the sun reflects experience day, while the other part of the globe that does not have the reflection of the light experience night. That is why in the world now we have some country when we are in the morning, some other parts of the country are experiencing night. Some are experiencing evening. Some are experiencing morning. And that's why when some countries are shouting Happy New Year, some other country are still waiting to shout Happy New Year. So the time varies from place to place due to the movement of the earth. Now, there are some countries that do not experience night, neither do they experience day. This is due to the fact that some countries are located where the reflection of light could not get to, or where there is constant reflection of light, and this point is called polar point on the globe, where they express polar day and polar night. So for the polar day, that is located at the North Pole on the globe, and for the polar night, that is located at the what? South Pole of the globe. The polar night, the country that experiences polar night, is as a result of inadequate reflection of light at the particular point of the country. So as the globe rotates around its axis, it casts shadow on the earth that is located at this very point. So as the earth rotates around its axis, some parts of the globe will constantly experience day and night, while some parts of the globe that are located at the north polar region will constantly experience day all through, and other parts of the globe that are located at the south pole will constantly experience night. This is as a result of the fact that the reflection of light on the North Pole is constant, while there is no reflection of light at the South Pole. So any country located at this region will constantly experience only day or only night. These are the country where we can see the midnight sun in, in the northern or southern hemisphere. And these countries are Norway, Iceland, Greenland, Finland, Sweden, Russia, Alaska, and Canada. All these countries experience polar day and polar night. Here we have the Earth rotation. It takes the Earth 24 hours to rotate about its axis. So 24 hours make one day. Also, it takes the Earth 365 days to revolve round the sun, and this makes it a year. Why 366 days makes a leap year? Evaluation time. Telling the time in whole hour. When your short hand is on 9 and your long hand is on 12, that is 9 o'clock. When your short hand is on 4 or any other number and your long hand is on 12, that is 4 o'clock. When your short hand is on 3 and your long hand is on 12, that is 3 o'clock. Note that the short hand reads hour while the long hand reads minutes, and it takes 60 minutes to make an hour. Now take other question as your exercise. Now let's tell the time in half past hour. When your short hand that reads hour is in between 11 and 12 and your long hand is on 6, that is half past 11. When your short hand is in between 2 and 3 and your long hand is on 6, that is half past 2. Now take other questions as your exercise. Let's tell the time in quarter past. When your short hand is leaving 11, is not on 11 exactly, but now leaving just like 2 minutes or 3 minutes after your 11, and your long hand that reads minutes is on 3, we say the time is quarter past 11. And when your short hand that reads hour is almost leaving 7 and your long hand is on 3, that is quarter past 7. When your short hand is almost leaving 1, is in between 1 and 2, not exactly on 1, and your long hand is exactly the 15 minutes after 1, we say it is quarter past 1. Now take other question as your exercise. Now let's tell the time in quarter to. When your short hand is almost on 4 and your long hand is on 9, we say it is quarter to 4. In other words, on your digital clock, what you're going to see on your digital clock is going to be 3:45. 3:45 reads to 4. Not yet 4 o'clock, but almost to 4. So we say it is quarter to 4. And when your shorthand is also almost on 6 and your longhand is on 9, that is quarter to 6 or 5:45 minutes. When your shorthand is almost on 8 and your longhand is on 9, that reads 7:45 on your digital clock, and that is quarter to 8. Now take other question as your exercise. Summary. We recall that time is the duration of an event, and we define event as any pre-planned activities such as party, festival, services, sport, school, etc. All these activities require a specific time. I will talk about the instrument used in measuring time. I said we have two instruments used in measuring time, which include standard and non-standard instrument. Standard instrument is regarded as technological advanced instrument in which we use to measure what time, and example of this instrument include your simple pendulum, your smart wristwatch, your phone, your um stop watch or stop clock, and we also have the analog and digital clock that we use in our various home. All these are instruments used in measuring time nowadays. For non-standard instrument, which is also known as traditional instrument, this is genuine but not accurate enough. So that's why we call it non-standard instrument. An example of this instrument include moon, which is used to read month in the olden days, sun, which is used to read hour in the olden days. We also have weather climate, which is used to read season in the olden days. We also have sundial, or we call it shadow clock, which is also used to read time in the ancient days. So all these are instruments used in measuring time. Now we also talk about how the earth rotates and how we experience day and night. I said whenever the earth rotates around its axis, there are some parts of the world that we experience day, and there are some parts of the world that we also experience night as a result of absence of what of light on them. And we also talked about some countries that experience only day all through. This is as a result of their location on the earth. The part of the country that are located at the North Pole on the globe, while the globe is revolving, there is a probability that they experience day all through, and we call that polar day. And there are some other part of the country in the world that experience only night all through due to their location on the globe. We also talk about the unit of time. I said we have seconds, minutes, hour, days, week, month, year as unit of time. But the most common unit of time that we use often in any calculation are seconds, minutes, and hour. But in our next class, we are going to talk about how to convert this unit from one unit to another. That's going to be in our next class. Now, if you like this video, please kindly subscribe and click the notification button to get every of our video that we'll be releasing on our channel. Thank you. God bless you.